I am thinking on the investment side, or I want to have a place part-time and the other time I want to be able to rent it on Airbnb or whatever the hot rental website happens to be at the time, are there any additional hurdles or things I need to take into consideration when I go to purchase in Mexico? Will I be subject to additional tax or insurance requirements, anything like that?
Um, yes, in San Miguel, just last year, they started requiring vacation rentals, short-term rentals, to be licensed with the city and to be registered to pay taxes. And so that is another element of, property management companies and rental agencies. That's another service that they had to jump on in adding, because the annual registration is about 10,000 pesos. And then you have to have your property inspected, and just as if it were a hotel, or a boutique hotel, big hotel, they're all on the same playing field. So yeah, there are taxes that are due. Like we rent our property long term, minimum year lease, unfurnished, and renter pays utilities, just very common like in the US, because we don't want to have a constant turnover, because that's a lot of work, and we live on property, and we that's what we prefer. So I pay my taxes, but I do not pay EVA, and EVA is 16%, and that is a hotel. That is a tax that applies to vacation rentals, and everything that you purchase. EVA is value added tax, and so then also there is about a 2% hotel tax that people who have a vacation rental. So you're going to be paying about 18% just in taxes in EVA and hotel tax to put your property on the vacation rental market. And up until about a year ago, there were a lot of people that they had a separate guest casita on their property, and they could rent it out by the weekend or by the month, and it just provided a nice little cushion income for them. Well, once they look at the 10,000 annual peso registration fee and the inspection fees and everything, they have taken their homes off the vacation rental market, because they just don't generate enough revenue to make it worth their while. So that is something to consider, is how much are you going to be renting it out, and what are your expenses going to be in that area to make it work.
And just to clarify, is this something that seems to be common across Mexico, or is it just specific to San Miguel?
It is really taken hold in Mexico City. Started first, and it's in Puerto Vallarta, the state of Jalisco, in Acapulco, the state of Guerrero, here in San Miguel, in the state of Guanajuato, and in Quintana Roo, in Cancun, where you see a high density of tourist areas is where it has really taken its stronghold. And what the city of San Miguel does is they have a team that combs the Airbnb listings, and they cross-reference Airbnb listings to what they have registered, and so they're starting to crack down.
Right. And so if I understand correctly, though, in the situation that you're at, where you live on your property, you have a guest house on your property, and you rent for 1 year or longer, is it that 1 year mark that is kind of the benchmark for being able to avoid the VAT tax and the hotel tax?
There are two keys to that. They regard over 6 months as long-term.
Okay.
And furnished. So, you know, if you rent for less than 6 months furnished, then that's a vacation rental. But if you rent more than 6 months furnished, it's not a vacation rental. So, but you will still have, because you're renting it furnished, you still have the EVA of 16% to pay. You don't have the hotel tax because you're not in the hotel category. But because you're renting furnished, you do have the EVA to pay.
And what if you're renting unfurnished?
If you're renting unfurnished, long-term, it doesn't fall into the category of hotel or vacation rental.
Yeah, gotcha.